Yo! Yayo, yayo! Dreamin'.
Don't give it up, Lupe.
Dreamin'.
Don't give it up, Solo.
Dreamin'.
Don't give it up, Nave.
Dreamin'.
Don't give it up,
give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to make a quick video today. It's still pretty early here, I just woke up not too long ago. But I've been wanting to make a video about the color black in One Piece and how, to be honest with you, I feel like this color just messed up the meta in a way. Let me explain here. Yes, this is probably going to be another one of my takes where I am not happy with the decision that Bandai made. But let me just tell you how I feel, and let me know in the comments down below what you think. So, black, the new color they introduced in set 2 of One Piece. We got the Smoker leader, we got Z leader, and we have Monkey D Garp. And obviously out of these three, Smoker's probably the best, followed by Z, and then you have Monkey D Garp being the worst because black red just don't have a lot of synergy going on. But pure black, insane. And black and purple have some decent synergy. But anyway, Smoker. This is probably going to be the main black leader that people are going to be using, coming for a while now in America. And this leader basically, while it has one Dawn attached, activate main, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 to their cost during this turn. Then, if there is a character with a cost of 0 in play, this leader gains 1k power during this turn. Sorry, just playing a lot of Dragon Ball Super lately. So, this leader is absolutely cracked, because normally on turn 1 plays, your opponent is going to be playing a 1 cost. So, on your turn, you immediately use the ability. Now this card is a 7k attacker. So, great attack power, because 7k is that sweet spot you want to be at when attacking. And you're always going to set them up for that 7k attack. Especially if you go turn 2 and play a 1 cost. This card is just going to be a 7k attacker next turn. The main problem cards I feel like in this deck are, well, just as a black as a whole, is the ability to easily remove your opponent's cards without putting in a lot of resources themselves. You know, when the problem I have with black and the color red to an extent is just how easy it is to remove players' cards without sacrificing a lot of resources yourself, when in all the other colors you have to dedicate resources to that. Either tapping cards or removing cards from your hand to be able to do that, or removing your Dawn when it comes to purple. So this card, a 3-drop 4k attacker. You play it, get sort of a 3 cost or less from the board. You have to trash a card from hand. True, I think that's an okay start for something like this, you know, just being a 3k or less. You throw it down, next turn you throw a Dawn on it, it's a 5k attacker. And KOing a 3 cost, that's a lot of stuff. That gets rid of pretty much any blocker. Green and blue blockers are usually low to the ground, so that's going to immediately get rid of a blocker. And a lot of lower to the ground attackers like Zoro for red, and Okiku in green. It's a really easy removal. And then you have Kuzan, which one of the only cards of the two actually draw on play, and when you attack, doesn't require Dawn to be attached. It's already a 5k, so it's a perfect attack power. When you swing in, one of your opponent's cards loses -4 to their cost. That's insane. A card that now is a 5 cost becomes a 1, or a 4 cost becomes a 0, and once again becomes easy removal for Kobe. I just think that's a little much. Sakazuki here. That's what I meant to say. Sakazuki is one of the most powerful cards in black, because on play you trash a card from hand, KO up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or less. Excuse me. Cost of 5 or less. That is insane. You essentially swing in with Kuzan, minus it by 4, so any card's going to be well below 5, and then you play this, you trash one from hand, and it gets rid of it. I've lost my 9-drop Mihawk because I primarily play blue, and this two card combo gets rid of it before I can even do anything with it. Though trash 1 I think is fair for Kobe because he's only trashing a 3 or less. I think when it comes to this card being able to trash a 5 or less, I think it should have been 2 cards from hand, not 1. I think that's not enough resources being dedicated to get rid of for a cost of 5 or less. Especially when you have the Secret in the deck, which breaks the deck in my opinion. All of your opponent's cards on your turn get -5 to their cost. And on play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. So easy removal. Sure, true, it's a 10 cost, so I get it. It's going to have a really awesome ability for 10 energy. But the fact that it's also a 10 cost means you have to dedicate so much resources to get rid of it that I think it becomes a bit unfair. It's unbalanced is the better word. Especially since it's permanent ability, which is on your opponent's, on your turn. So basically, once you have this set up, all of your cards become like 10 times more dangerous. Your Kobe's become way better. Your Sakazukis become infinitely better. And then you have the Monkey D Garp with 2 Dawn, KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of 0. Once again, just all it takes is swinging, and you throw that 2 Dawn on him, gives him a 5k power, which puts him at perfect attacking range. It's just, this card needs to be tweaked, and I think it needs to be eroded to the point where your turn ability is gone. I think it should get that on play, and it should get the ability of -5 to your opponent's characters when it's played, and it KOs one of its opponent's cards with a cost of 0. I think the permanent just makes it way too broken. The blocker of the deck is absolutely insane. It's a 4-drop 5k, but on your opponent's turn it gets 1k, and it can't be KO'd by effects. Are you kidding? So I can bounce it with blue, which is fine. But that's insane. It just gets a 1k boost for nothing. Once again, it just comes down to you're getting a bunch of really cool abilities without paying enough resources or having to do enough to get that. This should have at least had requirement to have a Dawn attached to it. Let's see. Not a lot of set 3 stuff. I don't really care too much about that. Let's see. Not that. Oh, yeah. Hold on. This up here. This blocker. Hina. It's a blocker. 5-drop for 6k blocker, which already is a little crazy. Choose up to one of your characters with the cost of 6 or less on block. The chosen character cannot attack. So essentially, you block with it, and then you stop another card from attacking. And the fact that it's a 6 or less is such a huge range for targets. Once again, it just feels like that's over tuning. Let me go down here. The 5 cost Monkey D Garp, 6k attack. Activate main, trash 1 card from your hand, and rest him. KO up to one of your opponent's cards with cost of 4 or less. Without the secret rare on there, that's fine. With the secret rare on the board, that's insane. Thankfully, he does have to tap down, so he can't attack with it, but still, it's insane. That's so much value. This is okay. As long as there's a character that costs 0 in play, this character gains double strike, which, with a lot of abilities, with your secret rare, just makes it super consistent. Still, it's not as bad as the others, but it's still a pain in the ass. This is fine. Keep up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of 1 or less. You have to pay 2 for it. That's fair, but the trigger is really good. That's where this card shines. Draw 2, trash 1. This card is freaking insane. Absolutely insane. You give, for 2 energy, you give your character 4k power, and then KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of 3 or less. So you block a card, so you overpower a card on defense, and then you KO one of their 3 costs. It could be one of their attackers, it can be a blocker, and then on its triggers, KO up to one of your opponent's cards with a cost of 4 or less. I think the range of what they're able to KO in black is just too high. It needs to be dropped down lower. Great Eruptions. That's a pretty solid card. It's just basically the point I'm getting at. And I know this is coming across as just a complaining video, but right now in this meta, at least from what I can tell on the tournament scene and my locals, is that basically, you either play black or you play red. If you don't play either one of these colors, then you don't win. Red has a lot of the same problems. It's just red and black are the cards with the easiest removal to your opponent's board. Red should never have gotten the ability to remove cards for cheap when it has the more aggression than any other color. It's one of the only colors that has rush. There's a couple purple cards, but for the most part, it's really just red. And red, the rush, the aggressive fast color should not have the ability to KO things as easily as well. Gum Jet Pistol is absolutely busted of a card. 6k power is just so high. But what I was getting at, black and red being, so basically black dominates blue, it dominates green, and it dominates purple to a point. Red is the only color that can match black. So basically, it's black or red is the meta. And I just think black has a lot of problems. It needs to get fixed. Red was a problem in set 1, but eventually people started playing their way around it. And now red's a problem again because red got way more tech cards than any of the other sets, in my opinion. It got way more support when it comes to the 1-drops that it gave. You have things like Machino that allows you to give a 1-cost 3k power just by tapping it down. That's absolutely nuts. It basically turns Namis into 5ks for 1 energy. Then you have Magera, which gives one of your costs, red cards that cost 1 additional 3k power during this term. Busted, in my opinion. The extra search power, like Curly Dodon, allows you to grab your 1 cost, so you can grab either Magera or Machino, your 1-drop Namis, which then allows you to search for Zoros. The searching power of red is also just insane. It's incredibly consistent. So basically, to wrap up this video, and yes, I understand this is going to be definitely more of a rant. Black and red are the best 2 colors in the game right now, and they're both incredibly overtuned. Where it's just, if a good player can play red, there's no way you can win. The best blue player in the world, the best green player in the world can play these, and still gonna have a way harder time than a semi-good player with red, in my opinion at least. But hey, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you having fun with the game? I'm playing blue and green particularly, so I'm probably gonna hop into red just so I can play in regionals. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.